Hey cousins, welcome back to the crib. My name is Moni. If you are new here, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and become a cousin if you haven't already. Also, please join the Discord. The link is pinned in either the comment section or the description. The Discord is free to join and we be having a time up in there. Me and the cousins, we be talking about any and everything in the Discord. So before it hits the channel or the community tab, it's already in the Discord. Plus, again, it's like a big family reunion. Even though we be going at it and having some debate sometimes, we still a family up in there. So you should come join. Again, smash that like button. The goal is always 100 plus likes on a video. Now let's get into the topic. So first of all, academics, it's about time you come to the front of the line. I feel like it's rather obvious you have been egging on and milking Kendrick versus Drake for your own personal benefit. But after this past week or two, it's about time you are clearly called out for your BS and the pushing of round 2 and 3, which we all know is a last resort. And that last resort is violence. With such a massive platform you have, it is your duty to remain responsible with what you put into the atmosphere. And this past week, we saw how reckless and how much of a detriment you are to hip hop and culture itself. And I know my little platform might not mean anything. This may never even reach you. And that's okay. But I have enough cousins to listen to me yap and get this off my chest because I need to get this off of my chest. Then if no one else will say it, I'm here to say it. You, academics, are a cancer to hip hop and the idea of hip hop journalism. And that was on full display when you invited Top 5, an alleged rapper from Toronto who was fresh out of jail on bail after beating an unaliving charge onto your platform. This man, who was allegedly responsible for taking the life of another young man, a college student who had no ties to gang or street activity, a civilian, onto your platform. Top 5 was freed because Drake allegedly made a few calls and paid his lawyer's fees. According to Top 5, he is Drake's.
I love that.
Drake, that's Big Dog.
Oh, Drake, Big Dog.
Big Dog. That's Big Dog.
Good.
See, if somebody that doesn't like Drake comes to the city, we're taking care of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
We're
wait,
picking up.
Drake had shouted you out before. That's how some people knew you.
That's Big Bro. And then now it's a love right now. It's like I'm a
Yeah. So you the
I'm Drake
streets.
shooter.
You're the streets.
Yeah, I'm Drake.
Oh,
I'm not lying to you. Anybody disrespect Drake, I'm shooting.
damn.
As you can see, Top 5 is claiming that he is Drake's and that's how he got his freedom. After sitting in prison for 3 years, Drake is locked in with Toronto's legal system, basically. The Toronto Police Department is in Drake's back pocket. Drake even told us on the song Pain 1993, he keeps their pockets greased up. But yes, academics, this was who you chose to bring on your platform, where you have thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers in any given live stream. You allowed this man Top 5 to say he would unalive Kendrick Lamar and blow YG's brains out because of a rap battle. Because of a rap battle, they are not allowed to come back to Toronto, allegedly. Top 5 and Drake decided they wanted to play Border Patrol with Kendrick, Metric, and anyone else who was allegedly either in the Not Like Us music video or on the pop out stage. Mind you, Metro was just there in Toronto. Future was also just there, but it seems Drake doesn't have any smoke for Captain Atlanta. Drake doesn't want any smoke with Future. Now, I'm sure all of you have seen that clip of Top 5 saying he would unalive Kendrick, so I won't replay it. But if you missed it, please check out my prior upload. Academics allowed Top 5 to come on his platform and threaten someone's life, which is insane. Academics sat there in that funky computer chair in damp basement and laughed at Top 5 saying he would take someone's life. But an additional important moment, aside from laughing at the thought of Top 5 taking Kendrick's life, that I think was missing in all of this was academics not only laughing, but continuing to amp Top 5 up and putting a battery in his back to possibly have him act out the things he's saying. Academics decided to bring up the shooting that happened on May 7th, 2024 at Drake's embassy. You remember the where the security guard was hit and put in the hospital? I'm not even sure what happened to him or if he survived. God bless him. But academics told Top 5 that he needed to set the tone or temperature since his release from jail because of the that happened in May at Drake's embassy.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest though.
Hey, listen, y'all gonna have to really set the temperature right, because remember, everybody looking like there was a side Drake crib during the beef with Kendrick, and people don't really know what's going on. They're like, yo, is everything good?
So here we have Akademiks blatantly lying and trying to connect the that happened at Drake's embassy to Kendrick Lamar, when he knows the that had nothing to do with Kendrick. It was because Drake is currently beefing with The Weeknd and his manager Cash XO. Akademiks is pretending people were not aware of the that happened in May, nearly 4 months ago, in an effort to put a battery in Top 5's back, telling him to set the temperature, set the tone, or whatever word he used. A person who was already on stream in 4K saying he's going to unalive someone in an effort to defend Drake and avenge a loss he took in a rap battle. And just for documentation purposes, so that I am not just saying things, and y'all know Akademiks was aware of what exactly happened with the here we have Akademiks confirming what had happened, that he knew the had nothing to do with Kendrick and was OVO XO related.
Okay, so obviously the Cash's house, the Drake's house, is eerily similar. Again, I believe this is some, and this is as much specific I get. I believe there's some Toronto shit. Whatever the politics is there, is that. It's nothing to do with essentially a rap. That's some Toronto politics. And possibly, maybe that was somebody sending Drake a very powerful message. Nigga, I don't know who you think you are, but it could go down, right? That's what I would take from that, right?
So this is clearly XO OVO related. So what happened was a security guard was shot at Cash XO's house on April 29th, 2024. Then 8 days later, a security guard was shot outside Drake's embassy on May 7th. Those two groups have been going at it for a while now. They've been beefing for a while now. Drake even dissed Cash XO and The Weeknd on the push-up song. So what was exactly the reason for you Akademiks mentioning a shooting outside Drake's embassy to a man who was already on stream stating he wanted to unalive Kendrick Lamar? What was the reason? The reason is because this is the plan to incite violence, a war between LA Compton and Toronto, which could possibly end in tragedies because Drake and you OVO eaters can't take a loss. Round one, it was countdowns. It was baiting. Kendrick is milking it. He used bots. He's not a superstar. He needed Drake for this. This is the biggest moments of his career. And it didn't work. And Not Like Us is still living in the Billboard Top 10 nearly 5 months later and has broken every single record Drake has ever held. Then you guys turn around and say round two, guaranteeing they would win, which was the smear campaign, using media outlets to write articles calling Kendrick a hypocrite, that he is not a savior, which he never claimed to be. Having local restaurants in Compton say they're upset with Kendrick because of the Not Like Us music video, that they lost money, in which they turned around and denied, and stating that you guys mixed our words up. We were not blaming Kendrick Lamar. We was blaming the city. And then as he isn't deserving of a Super Bowl. Jay-Z hates Lil Wayne, so they gave it to Kendrick despite Drake, Nicki, and Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne can barely remember his lyrics and is barely functioning on 3 pills in a lean cup. And we can't forget What's the Dirt joining group chat with media that clearly has a disdain and hasn't said one positive thing about Kendrick Lamar in the last 6 months. Counting nigga 37 times for every birth year. Calling Kendrick a grifter who doesn't care about his community and removing alleged interviews he was supposed to feature in his breakdowns. And now here we are into round 3. They aren't calling it round 3, but they've clearly abandoned the ideas of round 1 and round 2 from their previous plans and are now on their last resort, which is using streamers to platform Drake's lapdog to troll Kendrick and his affiliates into a West Coast versus Toronto war of violence. Akademiks, we are on to you. We are on to you and Drake's bullshit. Have you no shame? Did you not learn anything from covering the Chiraq wars?
By the fact that so many people outside the culture of Chicago, they hyped up the music, not knowing that real lives are being affected. How do you feel about it?
I wanted to slap you in your face. Exactly like you made a following off of clowning situations that we go through in real life. Whatever made you feel like you had a space to have a perspective on our people dying?
So there you have Vic Mensa literally wanting to punch you in the face because you turned a profit off of benefiting off Black and brown men in Chicago killing each other. You can't even go to Chicago and be comfortable because of how many dead brothers and fathers' lives you profited off of. And it's clear you haven't learned a lesson, because if you did, you would not be instigating and lying in 4K to a man who just said he wanted to unalive Kendrick Lamar. He wanted to blow YG's brains out. He wanted to fight Metro Boomin. Those were his words. Run the clips back. So what was the point of bringing up the shooting? Telling Top 5 he needed to set the tone and inserting Kendrick into something he had nothing to do with. Is that not dangerous? Akademiks is not crossing the line. Akademiks, do you not understand how dangerous that is? To weaponize your platform in such a way. Round 2 in the smear campaign didn't work. Now you got Akademiks and 2 white men, Aiden Ross and Adam 22, using their platform to employ deviants to express their desires to take another man's life. And also, who asked Adam 22 anything? Pretending you get away with punking and disrespecting Smack AD and any other black men that sit on your platform is also hilarious when they have you being bitched and laughed at on your own platform regularly. So again, who asked you anything, Adam 22? Who asked Aiden Ross anything? Why are y'all in it? Neither one of you are tough. Neither one of you provide anything useful to the culture. Neither one of you like Kendrick Lamar and have used your platform to speak nothing but ill towards him. So I guess that's why you are here, to push more negative narratives. I get it. If I looked up parasites, I would see a picture of 3 idiots, Akademiks, Aiden Ross, and Adam 22 with Drake in the background. 3 losers who are helping Drake entice a war of violence that could potentially end in bloodshed. Adam 22 and Aiden have become so comfortable inserting themselves into the culture, they think they can bait and encourage black men to unalive themselves.
Look at the skateboard right here. Look. Yeah, God. Wait, so if I give you 5K, you'll kill him? I'll stand on his body with 2 blocks, just like Matt Payne.
This is what they think of black men. This is what they think black men's worth is. Nothing but violence. And they encourage and champion it in the name of getting content. But when the heat is on, and it's on to them, they want to cry and get security involved and threaten to call lawyers like cowards. But back to Akademiks and even Adam, inciting violence is how you turn to profit for years.
But at the end of the day, you don't know how many people lost their lives outside of the internet about some shit you talking about. Right. You calling Reese the Grim Reaper. Like, a nigga want to kill him just because you calling him that. Something to talk about. And it built his platform to this day. I'm not going to knock him for that. Right. But at the end of the day, a lot of that shit made a big difference in what's going on now. I promise you, we didn't know who Akademiks was. We thought Akademiks was from Chicago because he knew so much.
Promoting gang violence and crime, which is probably why Drake tapped you in Adam's pocket. Drake is obsessed with violence and wanting to appear to be a war general or a mob boss. A good boy from the suburbs of Canada is using streamers, a Jamaican and 2 white men, to bait young black men into committing crimes that would put them away for life. And for the record, Adam, nobody cares about you. You don't even care about you, or you have any type of respect for yourself in your own house when you let men backdoor your wife to put food on the table. Please go to hell and leave us alone. What Akademiks is doing and encouraging, unfortunately, brings me back to the Biggie and Tupac era, East Coast versus West Coast, and how publications at the time, like Vibe magazine, especially helped fuel the war between Big and Pac. And according to a lot of you, I don't agree, but Complex magazine ranked Akademiks #1 in the 2024 Hip Hop Media Power Rankings. Again, I don't agree, but if we are going to go by the list, he is #1 on the platform. So that would make him the Vibe magazine of our time during one of the biggest rap beefs hip-hop has ever seen between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And Akademiks is deciding to play the same role as the likes of a Vibe magazine, pushing the beef between 2 of rap's biggest rap icons to a different territory outside of rap to street politics that could end in both of them dying. And I'm not trying to make this dark, but we have to think logically and we have to think with reality. Similar to Tupac and Biggie, who died months apart from each other. I think they died, 5 or 6 months apart of each other. Is this where we are heading again? Akademiks is sitting on stream, allowing a nobody claiming to be Drake's shooter to tell him he will unalive Kendrick Lamar, all in the name of protecting Drake as if he's being hunted or targeted. Mind you, Kendrick hasn't said one word to the public outside of his announcements. It's been all business for Kendrick, but crash outs, trolling, and threats from Drake's and his side. Akademiks is now sitting on stream telling this nobody that there was a shooting outside Drake's crib so that nobody has to set the tone. Like, am I tripping? tripping? Am I being dramatic? Like, is this not dangerous as hell? Remember when Akademiks decided he wanted to call out Brandon Buckingham for the YBC Duel documentary, calling Brandon Buckingham voyeuristic. Him is getting pleasure from watching others share their pains and traumas for content and monetization. That's what Akademiks said. Just what, maybe a month or two ago, Akademiks said this?
Brandon Buckingham, let me address you real clear. I'm gonna tell you why you're voyeuristic about all this. Because everything you showcased, you didn't just showcase, you didn't go into Philly with a camera, no jump cuts, and just walk around. You made it the most entertaining coonery that we could possibly see that would jump off the page. Those moments of, yo, my op's right there. Like, that's what you wanted to show. Here's what I wanted to. You see when you say you're for the culture, you the last one. Let me tell you this. I'm the last nigga who interviewed PNB Rock. It fucked me up when he died. I was close with X and he died. Here's the thing. Since you shot a whole motherfucking documentary with him being so tough and you laugh while there's serious ramifications, go do the same at his funeral. If you got all the heart, go do the same at his funeral. Bring the camera, go to his funeral, and crack the same joke. That's what I'm saying. I only spoke like that because I'm a man who did something. I did the War on Chiraq, and I was a lot removed. I learned a lot as a man. The cameras don't come out at the funeral. You were laughing with the nigga. Oh, word, what? Like, you were hyping it all up. You won't be at the funeral hyping it. Will you show me the casket? You won't.
If I roll my eyes any harder, they might break. You say you learn from it, but here we are today. You aren't removed from it because we have you in 4K doing the same exact thing, laughing, air high-fiving, and getting enjoyment from hearing a man saying he would unalive one of the biggest artists in the world to protect Drake as if he's in danger and to avenge a loss from a rap battle. Akademiks, the call is coming from inside the shitty, stinky ass basement. You haven't learned anything. You are a hypocrite. And again, the worst thing to have happened to hip hop media and journalism in recent years. And what's funny to me is Akademiks can sit on stream in that funky ass basement to promote violence from Drake's side. But as soon as one of Kendrick's affiliates respond, it's all kumbaya, let's keep the peace. We don't want any violence. It's time to move on from the battle. Meanwhile, you were just giggling and laughing and championing harm to be done to Kendrick Lamar. So tell me, is it Uchiwali or is it One Mic? If you guys wanted to move on, you would have moved on months ago, but you don't know how to let it go. You guys can't stomach the loss. So you're doing any and everything to try to find a W. And now the last resort is Akademiks using his platform mainly for Drake's benefit to fan the flame and push violence that could result in tragic circumstances. So at what point are we going to hold Akademiks responsible? If someone dies because he decided to allow a nobody on his platform to say he would unalive one of the biggest rappers on the planet, what consequences does Akademiks face? Does he go to jail? Does he lose his online presence? Does the fans hold him responsible? You are sitting in that funky basement. I'm going to keep calling it funky because I know it's funky. As if the things this man said to you were no big deal. You laughed at it. As if Kendrick's side that have real members aren't going to take the threats on his life seriously.
He said he looking for Dot. Yeah.
You looking for who?
Dot.
You looking for Dot?
He said, I'm looking for that nigga. And whoever, and he said,
And he said he shut Q showdown. He said he made the call to shut Q showdown.
And who is he?
Top 5. He a big ass rapper
from Toronto.
He from Toronto?
Yeah.
Fuck you in Toronto. Top 5. Bring it, bitch. Come get your blood, nigga. You ain't gotta come find us. We'll find you. He threatening us. He threatening us. It's all off the tables now.
Yeah.
It's off the tables. He threatening us. Nigga, your whole family. I hope they send this to you. Everybody go tag him in it. You B. Get it in blood, Trick.
He not from New York.
I don't give a talking like a New York. He's pussy, He's not from New York. Hey, son, you pussy, nigga.
Yeah, say Crow.
Fuck these.
Snoop Dogg and Corrupt already warned y'all. Already warned Drake and his people a decade ago to keep it rap.
It's just that he's a nice guy. So they have a problem with it because he doesn't have a gangster approach. But let me let y'all know, he got 100,000 motherfucking gangsters with him. So y'all better watch what y'all say. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it hip-hop, because that's what he did. He kept it all hip-hop.
Then when Kendrick said it, everybody wanted to go against the boy. And to wake the whole entire coast up for the wrong reasons, cuz. You don't want to wake us up for the wrong reasons, man. We're not playing. I think everybody should know that by now. We're not going to allow nobody to touch anything from the coast. There's consequences and repercussions for anything from the coast that gets harmed from out-of-town bullshit.
Do you not realize friends of Biggie and Pop got into real fist fights inside of clubs, outside of clubs, shot at each other? Big Jake lost his life because of the beef, dying outside of a club in Atlanta. And then Biggie and Pop both lost their lives months apart from each other. And here you have Drake's lapdog, Top 5, stating that he will unalive and shoot people for Drake's benefit. Literally trolling Kendrick's side into retaliating so they can say, see, I told you they were thugs and criminals. Let me call my lawyer and press charges even though I threatened you first. Even though I trolled you first. How dare you react to me inserting myself into a beef that I have nothing to do with?
Come on, let's try it. Let's make some magic happen. Come on, try it. At least you'll go to jail for what, minimum 5 years in LA? What is it? I got the best lawyers of all time, baby. Let's do it.
It's lame, it's corny. And Akademiks, you are doing a disservice to hip hop and your platform by championing the bullshit. You are single-handedly trying to start a war because you want to suck Drake's dick when all he does is use you. He doesn't even respect you. He doesn't give you exclusives. He doesn't give you drops. He doesn't have you premiere his music. He goes right to Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross for that. So if blood is shed and misery for families and friends occur, I want y'all to remember it was Akademiks who championed and promoted this. And it was all for Drake's benefit at the end of the day. We don't need a new rendition of East Coast versus West Coast all over again. We do not want LA Compton versus Toronto. We don't need it. That will be your fault, Akademiks, if that was to occur. You were trying to relive your glory days of the War on Chiraq that you claim you learned from, but that could be the furthest things from true. So cousins, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree that this is going too far and crossing the lines of rap battle and entering street politics? Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the free Discord. And until next time, y'all be safe, check on your people, and I'll catch y'all in my next one. Later.